got a Guinness World Record for the purchase of the card, reportedly buying it for $5.2 million.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
Yo, what up? It's Amaje back in another video. Today we're about to be reacting to Logan Paul is still a terrible person. And this video is going to be by Jamari. Bro, I feel like Logan Paul has been trying to clean up his image for a long time, bro. And frankly, I just don't think it's working. It's been too much on his name with these crypto scams.
And Logan Paul has already found himself in hot water, and the seeds of this drama were actually planted years ago. I'm sure some of you remember back in 2022 when Logan was getting increasingly interested in Pokemon trading cards.
I know what you're thinking. This is stupid, right? You're paying $250,000 for a piece of cardboard, and you're right. Pokemon is blowing up. I have no doubt in my mind this card will be worth $1 million between 2 and 3 years from now.
Spending millions of dollars to acquire Charizards and unopened packs, as well as other specific sought-after Pokemon assets. This, of course, was after the
Well, I love Pokemon, but that's literally every dork's dream right now to collect a rare Pokemon card and sell that shit.
whole NFT wave and the CryptoZoo project, and we all know the massive scandal and lawsuits that came out of that.
I'll keep harping on it. Stop making fun of NFTs. People like, yo, it is important technology, and I think it's will become more and more prominent in our.
That's also
lives.
just so stupid. I don't even know why that even exploded. You had like people pay for like apes that are like how you say that, JPEGs, and it's literally worth nothing now. Like, who knows? 5 years from now, that'll totally be worth nothing more.
At this level, there was nothing wrong with him garnering these tangible assets. If anything, it was actually a much more intelligent move for Logan, but then the gears started spinning in his head, and he got involved once again with what now appears to be a shady business. And this is where the Liquid Marketplace comes into play, a venture that claimed that they would be allowing users to obtain fractional shares of trading cards and other memorabilia, including NFTs.
The Liquid Marketplace uses tokens as a way to buy, sell, and trade ownership of a physical item on blockchain. These specific tokens issue smart contracts, which represent co-ownership in the underlying asset. Tokenization is what allows us to fractionalize and digitize the ownership of physical assets. We authenticate.
It's like no creator just learns anymore about trying to do a little crypto scam because they know it's like channels dedicated to literally exposing them now. Like that crypto zoo that nigga had going on. Like, it's like this nigga just never learns from his whole situations. It's like this nigga just, I know a human is bound to make mistakes, but like you can learn from those and carry yourself, especially when you're like a public figure and then got so many eyes on you and so many people that fucking hate you too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying he's hated, but like it's true. Is though, like writing is on the wall.
Authenticate the asset and appraise it. The appraisal price is how we determine the number of tokens the asset will be split into. The total number of tokens is equal to the value of that asset.
Now, in concept, this was a very appealing project to the average person, as they would no longer need the massive capital, sometimes in the millions of dollars, to get a piece of collectible history. And that can be viewed in a very similar light to fractional shares of a company, which brokerages like Robinhood have made extremely popular.
Now you can just buy a token on Liquid Marketplace to own high value, top tier assets that you cannot get anywhere else, right? Like, these are the best assets in the world.
You also have to remember that at this time, even massive entities like the NBA were selling digital collectibles, most infamously their Moment series, where anyone could purchase the licensing rights to historic highlights, like a LeBron James dunk or a Steph Curry three-pointer, with some individual moments selling for over $200,000, with an overall monthly trading volume of over $200 million on their platform. My point is that many people all around the world by this time were bought into the idea of virtual ownership. And with Logan,
I feel like people just do not do much research in this whole space and just know that it's like then don't know that it's like a whole gamble. You can't really know if you're gonna win in this shit at all. That's why I'm scared to go into crypto. That's why I'm scared to go into like all these trading stocks. I feel like I got to do a ton of research just to see how this is, especially trusting a whole YouTuber that's known for lying. You wouldn't have thought people wouldn't have trusted him after the crypto zoo, but I guess they still did.
leading the charge on the Liquid Marketplace, still with a virtually cleaner reputation online besides the Japan scandal, which at that time was years ago, so many did feel comfortable throwing some money into the Liquid Marketplace that he himself claimed that he co-owned.
What's up, y'all? Logan here. As an avid collector and strategic investor myself, I am so stoked to announce the launch of Liquid Marketplace, a platform where collectors can buy and sell fractions of rare collectibles via tokens on the blockchain. As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, I believe we're set to level the playing field by allowing anyone to own a piece of the world's rarest collectibles. Liquid Marketplace.
He's screwed right there. He literally just said, I'm a co-owner. So this shit ain't good.
Will curate a collection of highly sought after items available in our ecosystem where users can buy in to be a partial owner. We'll keep the collectibles safe in our Liquid Marketplace vault, and when you're ready, you can buy, sell, and trade your portion of ownership with other members.
And in the introduction video, he shows off some of their bigger ticket items, like a PSA 8 Pikachu card, a box of Pokemon cards, and several NBA trading cards, all with a combined value in the millions of dollars.
Go sign up today, build your dream collection, and own a piece of the rarest collectibles in the world on Liquid Marketplace.
Now keep in mind, that was all the way back in the summer of 2022, and even back then, people in the trading card community were skeptical to say the least. And fellow YouTuber Rattle Pokemon has really been on Logan's neck about the Liquid Marketplace since day one, speculating that this entire venture could end up being the next crypto zoo, and calling out some of the more questionable aspects of this plan.
This is the thing of nightmares. We may change or...
See, an example of what I just said earlier. You got people that are just dedicated to just exposing your ass and like have channels dedicated to like that related space of just like trying to, you know, expose all these crypto things so people won't keep getting scammed. And I really feel bad for the people that like actually believe in this. Their minds are just so gullible. They don't really kind of think about doing the research. Like I just said, I feel for them.
Revise any aspect of these terms or the platform from time to time in our sole discretion by posting the revised terms on the platform or electronically sending you the revised terms. We change the rules when we want to. I guess it applies immediately. You acknowledge and agree that the form and nature of the platform and any part of it may change from time to time without prior notice to you, and that we may add new features and change any part of the platform.
When we fast forward to 3.5 years later, the situation has finally come back to rear its ugly head, and it was all sparked by yet another video that Logan Paul himself released, where he claims that he will be selling his most prized Pokemon card, a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator, for $5.3 million, also including a royalty of this entire $25 million auction that the card would be sold at.
I want to do the biggest Pokemon and TCG auction ever. I will give you a piece of every single thing that we sell in that auction. We'll make that lot number one. So if I have a $25 million auction and you're getting a piece of it, it's like a royalty, right? I mean, you know, it's free money.
My heart tells me to do this deal with you, and so I will do the deal with you.
Great. Great.
Now give me that.
And now that we fast forward to 3.5 years later, the situation has come back to rear its ugly head. Because when we do go back to 3 years ago, one of the largest selling points of the entire Liquid Marketplace was the fractional sale of this specific card.
There is one trading card that's the holy grail of the Pokemon game. A card that represents what Pokemon wouldn't be without. The coveted Pikachu Illustrator. This card became one of the most sought after trading cards ever. Collectors were traveling near and far to get their hands on it. Logan Paul made it his mission to own the only copy of the card that received a PSA 10 rating. It completed a sale, making it the most expensive card in the world.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I could not be a collector, bro. Because all that disappointment and all that spending money to collect something that could possibly be worthless someday is gonna just be boggling my mind.
Partial owner of the world's most expensive trading card, you would own a piece of history. So, avid collectors, Pokemon lovers, people who just want bragging rights, the time is now. This opportunity is once in a lifetime. And we at Liquid Marketplace are offering.
So instead of me being the only person in the world who owns this card, we as a collective can own it together.
Some of you might even remember that he infamously walked out with this card chained around his neck during his first WWE professional match around that time. And he even got a Guinness World Record for the purchase of the card, reportedly buying it for $5.2 million.
Wow! What the fuck? Holy shit, bro. So I'm thinking in my head, just a wild thought. This nigga tried to recuperate that money that he spent on a fucking card. It was $5 million. And this nigga saying his whole life. So I'm thinking in this nigga tactics, he tried to recuperate all that money he lost.
Said now it is apparently set to hit the auction in February and to also be featured on some Netflix collectible show, and some experts believe it could fetch anywhere from $7 to $12 million.
This card couldn't be bought. It was earned.
And this left many people wondering a few things, but mainly why the sale of this was going to be allowed if so many people had this fractional ownership of the card from the Liquid Marketplace. And would they get paid out from the alleged sale in this video, or even the eventual auction set to take place in a couple of days? Now, in response to all of this negative publicity, Logan said this: "Attention Liquid Marketplace users. As you may know, the PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator was previously listed on Liquid Marketplace, where users could purchase tokens that, according to the company, represented fractional ownership interest in the card. In May 2024, consistent with the platform's terms, I paid a substantial buyout amount to the platform, which was intended to be distributed to fractional owners based on their respective percentages. I was informed at the time that the funds had been distributed accordingly." Meaning around 2 years after the fractional sale of this card, Logan says he used some sort of loophole-esque term to buy back a rumored 49%. This was the amount of the card that he no longer owned after the initial fractional sale, so he allegedly always had 51% in his possession, and now he got the rest of the pie too, rumored to have cost him around $250,000 for this repurchase, which, if I'm doing the math on this alleged buyback, it values the card at only around $510,000, a far cry from the $5.275 million number. And many investors now claim that they never even got their portion of this buyback repurchase.
We, as a collective,
I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. My mind is just like spinning just from this whole thing, trying to understand this shit. This is what, yeah, like I said, this is why I don't go into crypto and shit, because it's never an easy way out of this shit.
can co-own it together. I'll also be listing it for $5 million instead of the $5.3 million I bought it for. So basically, I'll be giving you guys $300,000 discounts because everyone likes discounts.
No, it's because I have the most expensive Pokemon card around my neck, and
yeah, let's see it.
Superman. Oh my God. It'd be one of one.
Unfortunately, afterward,
corny,
the company
man.
and some of its principals face regulatory scrutiny, a process in which I have no involvement or insight, as it does not relate to me.
As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace.
What's up, y'all? So you may have seen me introduce myself as a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace.
I recently learned that the platform also experienced operational issues, which affected user access to accounts and funds held on the platform. As a result, many Liquid Marketplace users have been unable to access their buyout proceeds or wallet balances, with no clear timeline for resolution. For those affected and unable to withdraw your funds, please know that I am actively working with Liquid Marketplace to help ensure these funds can be released in the near future, just as intended when I repurchased the Illustrator in May of 2020.
There it is. There it is. Just like that crypto zoo scam. It says he's trying to work on recuperating everything. And this is what every fucking influencer tells you, to just make you wait and keep you at bay so they can just literally work their way on, like, thinking of a fucking another lie so they can think of another lie. They really just stole that shit. Like that 6ix9ine meme, stole that shit. These niggas are not your friends. These niggas are on some bullshit. Especially Logan Paul. He's a great wrestler, but like, I separate that from the person.
24. Stay tuned for updates. So to me, in my personal opinion, this whole thing looks eerily similar to like a Crypto Zoo 2.0. And it is also my opinion that Logan is trying to kind of wash his hands of this entire Liquid Marketplace idea.
Yep.
This card couldn't be bought. It was earned.
Michael says that even back in 2023, Logan had already branded away from the company.
Man, all right, I'm already running like 16 minutes, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure the rest of the video is just like him talking about this whole situation. But like if you want to go watch the full video, it's linked in the description. But man, this shit with Logan Paul is just gonna forever continue to be the most dumbest situation ever. He literally he literally always up to some bullshit, thinking of some dumbass plans, thinking he could do this and that, and it never works out, and it always ends up biting him in the ass in the background, and until it comes to light when people just keep mentioning it, he tries to lie and lie. I'll catch you guys later. I'm a Maje, and we on the road to 250. Remember, Logan Paul's a bad person.